Sunday, and not actually sure what the date is, but I think it's like I think I paid Friday the 7th, Saturday the 8th, so it must be the 9th. I think it's the 9th. Let me have a look. Here we are. Sorry, confirmation. It's the 9th. There's a butterfly and a dog and a Buddha head, and there's an idiot. I don't know. I mean, life's really strange, and we suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. To live in a world that's not granting me my basic desire, which is love and peace. So I'm convinced now that this realm is not real, because the basis of living in love and peace is to feel it and to give it and to truly enjoy it. Well, I keep getting pushed and pulled by other people away from my desires. So it's not a real realm, is it? Because you should be able to manifest something as simple as love and then achieve peace by peaceful interaction, by being the thing that you wish to see in this world. Should be. Don't you should me. I don't know. I mean, things have been really rough for a lot of people recently. I got chatting to a very normally cheerful person last night, and of course I wasn't particularly cheerful myself, and then that person explained to me why they weren't happy, and then we became that thing. We became unhappy because we promoted the spiral. We promoted that downward spiral by comparing scars, the scars of witnessing the duality. Well, I witness the duality on most days, thinking that I've got the handle on it. I got the grasp of it. But I can be dragged into an extreme darkness and an extreme light just as easily as anybody else. Anybody that says they can't be dragged into that are just asking for trouble. It's like, oh, you want to see it dark? I think it was the great late Leonard Cohen who penned the song "You Want It Darker." Good morning. Good morning again. I'm live on YouTube at the moment, so if you want to be live on YouTube, you're here. I can't hear you. Let's read your t-shirt. Over the deafening sound of my own awesomeness. Now that's a t-shirt.
That is a t-shirt.
That is a t-shirt. And what's your name again?
Emerson.
Emerson. This is Emerson. Emerson is a friend of Justin's, and Justin kind of runs the show here at Pigeon Farm.
Yes, he does.
So it's pretty cool.
I'm going to your home country here in a few weeks.
What planet's that? Because they never told me which planet I was from. They just dropped me off in England.
Well, that's where I'm going. I'll be in London on November 30th.
Wow. And is this a work trip or a social trip?
Social. Gonna go see family.
Oh, nice. You have relatives there?
Oh, yeah. Well, I told you, my nan. All my family still lives in London.
And they're still alive and well?
Well, my nan is
obviously passed on.
She
told me.
She was in her. Well, she lived a good long life in
right.
her 90s. But my cousins are still there, all doing lovely, and Then I have second cousins that are actually quite young. They're in their 20s, so
Right.
they're rocking and rolling and
Well, that's cool.
complaining about the housing prices and everything
Oh
else.
my gosh, yeah. I mean, it's the same everywhere.
It's bad there too. It's
but
bad here, but it's bad there too.
It's much worse in England, I believe. I mean, I've just talked to my sister, and she's in the countryside in England, not in London. But yeah.
The countryside's a little bit better. So, like, I used to live in Headington, which is
Oh.
just outside of Oxford,
Here, grab a
and
milk crate. We're posh here.
yeah. So I lived in Headington, just outside of Oxford, and it wasn't so bad.
Well, that's what my hometown is Cheltenham,
Okay.
which is just up the road from Oxford.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
up the
like
road.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, we're in the Cotswolds.
Yeah, it's beautiful
Same
up there.
area. Yeah, it is beautiful.
It's and it's the Cotswolds are pretty expensive because they've become very
Well, it's where
trendy.
it's where the wealthy retirees from their London headquarters, especially the entertainment division, that's where they're retiring to.
Yeah.
Because it is so beautiful.
It's very
mean,
peaceful.
it's beautiful and peaceful. I mean, last time I was there, a couple winters ago, for my sister-in-law's funeral, I stayed in an Airbnb in Stroud.
Okay.
And went to the town, and I'm in the town in the marketplace with my kids and well, they're grown-up kids. And Sade walked past, the singer Sade.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, so you live here? And she's like, yeah, I live here now. So it's like, you're more likely to bump into a celebrity there. But, similarly, California is starting to see an exodus too.
Yeah, it's too expensive.
Yeah, it's way too expensive. People are getting priced out of it, but it's not just the money. I think people are trying to get away from the controls that are beginning to be very restrictive in California. And they're going to places like Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to think that the vast majority, and I could be wrong, but I tend to think that the vast majority of humans on the planet, and most migration has to deal with economics.
Sorry, put
no,
you on
you're
camera while you're talking.
And I could be wrong, but my impression is that economics is usually the main driver. So whether you're talking about internal immigration between states in the United States, or if you're talking about external immigration going abroad, or people coming here, a lot of that has to do with economic factors. Very few people leave from an economically advantaged area to an economically disadvantaged area for that individual. So, like, example, if I move to the Philippines, I'm taking my money and my wealth and it's expanding me further.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Americans are basing their businesses outside of America because of the taxation. And so corporations and wealthy people are taking advantage of the globalism,
Yeah, for sure.
and poor people cannot.
No, that's absolutely true. So, people in my position, me and my wife and myself, are looking at leaving the United States because we are economically advantaged and we have the ability to.
Yeah.
The only reason we're able to do that is because we're economically advantaged.
Well, also because the other thing is, like, the restrictions imposed on people that don't have wealth in order to buy, let's say, a diplomatic status, that you're advantaged, obviously, currently, and I think this might change. This is where I would like expedite your thoughts about this, and maybe talk to your relatives there in London when you go on the end of the month, because I think they're changing the rules, but it's your advantage currently, as would be mine, is having, I was born there, but supposedly that's what's on my birth certificate. But it's like you have family connections there, so you could work that to your advantage as an American. Most Americans can't do that.
So we have family connections, but also I think the biggest advantage that my wife and I have, not just in England but globally, is because of our career choices.
Okay.
were highly sought after. So
Yeah, it's like the brain drain. It happened the other way around in the 1940s.
exactly.
You know, all of Europe was coming to America because we wanted the advantage here for
News copy.
the fight. Yeah, there we go. What the media tells us, what the media doesn't. So yeah, we had the advantage, I think, of in the 1940s in America, certainly post Second World War, we were importing any brain that could
Absolutely.
come here and build us a machine that makes more money for the country. So when we're talking economics, where does the money come from? And then eventually, where does the money go? Because for me, I'm looking around in just in Southern California, and it's like we have massive homeless problem. We have a massive gap between the rich and poor, and we have heaviest taxation in the country.
Well, I would say a few things. I mean,
Okay.
First off, the effective tax rate in California is not the highest in the country. There's other places within the United States that have a higher effective tax rate. But what really plays into homelessness is multiple factors. It's a multi-pronged issue. We do have, across the United States, a increase in disparity in wealth, and but part of that also is how we calculate wealth. So you have different ways to look at wealth. One way is to look at revenue, like what does somebody bring in, what are they taxed upon. Another way is to say what kind of assets do they control. So take for example, if you own 50 homes in Los Angeles, you might be a multi-millionaire in terms of your asset wealth, but you may only make $60,000 a year, $70,000 a year.
Yeah.
You could work a regular job.
Yeah, and I mean that's the way they get around taxation as well, obviously, and
Exactly.
that's one of the ways. I mean, the other way is these NGO non-profits and
That's right.
and charitable funds. I mean, it's all about legal and financial, but there's nothing about empathy, compassion, or love for your fellow man. Because I think people are stepping over dead people.
Well,
That happens on the streets. I've seen it happen here.
That definitely happens, but there's plenty of people out there. I mean, I don't want to discount the work that you go down.
Yeah, there are plenty of people, but do we care for them?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's plenty.
I don't think we do.
You go down to the.
How can you say we care for them and yet go like quarter of a mile from where you are right now and see rows and rows of tents that are set up with homeless people that are mostly mentally challenged. They have obviously mental problems and they have addiction problems that put them there in the first place, but there's no accounting or amount of help that we're actually giving them. I mean, we're not actually going there. I helped a homeless person the other day get up, and then the ambulance came because he was in a pretty bad shape, and the ambulance said, "Did you call the ambulance, sir?" to the guy lying on the floor that I was trying to help. And he said, "No, and I don't want to go to hospital either. They're just going to put me in a home." And I was like, "Dude, you need to be in hospital." And then the ambulance guy looked at me and said, "I can't take him."
Yeah, I mean, well, that's a legal issue.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all legal and financial. Nothing is compassionate. I think the compassion has gone out of the love that I saw in California when I first moved here. The love was like everybody was caring for each other for a while, and now that's gone. And I think that might be global too. I don't think that's necessary. And I do believe that's because of the financial controls.
I think it's because of financial strain. I mean, so
No, controls, not strain. It's no strain to say everybody needs X amount of dollars just to live, right? Food, shelter, healthcare, education, right?
The strain comes not from making a statement, but the strain comes from where does that money derive from? And so,
well, globally, if all the money's taken out of the country and invested in global countries, global corporations, globally based corporations, then surely in those globally based corporations, they could easily just shave 1% off the defense budget globally, and everybody would be able to afford, just economically, common finance would easily be able to afford free food, free shelter, free healthcare, and free education.
Sure.
At the stroke of a pen. I'm not talking about universal basic income. Universal basic income is anathema because that's buying into money is your God. You see? But the trouble is with money being your God is you're putting it before creation. You're putting it before compassion, before empathy.
I think that, and
Not you.
No,
I'm
no,
not,
I understand.
no finger pointing here.
No, not at all. I think that it's most problems are, I don't want to say complex, because they're not complex problems. Like people need shelter, people need food, people need
Basics.
Basics. That's not a complex problem.
No.
But I think it has complex solutions, and I think the reason it has complex solutions is, like you stated, so we have right down the street, a mile from here, we have, let's say 50 to 100 homeless people in tents and in campers and in other forms of non-permanent housing. And the question becomes, well, the solution for the first person may not be the same as the solution for the second person, may not be the same solution.
But if they had free shelter, free healthcare, free education,
well,
and free food,
not all of them will take it.
They will.
They will not. I mean, and we know this. I mean, there's no absolutes in the world.
No, they'll.
Death and taxes.
Okay. I'm talking about free, completely gratis, birthright.
Yeah. No, I am too.
And they will take it.
I mean, you just gave an example yourself. We have someone who obviously wouldn't have had to pay for the health care that he was going to receive. Didn't have any
at the level at which it's given. The level at which the healthcare is given currently is they put you in hospice, then they put you in a shared home for a little while, a mental institution, which is a bad substitution for a mental institution, because no care or amount of drugs is going to put this man's mind at rest, or this woman's mind at rest who's homeless. And then they go, okay, you can take care of yourself. Out you go, even with no address.
And I understand that avenue or that aspect of it, but this individual, even before they even get to any of that, has denied and refused services. And we
yeah, but the services are inadequate. They're not just inadequate. They're actually worse. Yes, it is a different argument, but it's actually worse.
Everyone will not accept free services, and
okay.
There's an aspect of
that
nature.
I'm not going up to an adult and saying you have to take this. I'm saying you're born with the right.
Yeah.
To basic shelter, basic healthcare, basic education, and basic food. It's like for the food for survival. All of these things just automatically, stroke of a pen, everybody gets them, whether they want them or not. So some people will absolutely take advantage of that, maybe for a couple of generations. But at least in 2 generations' time, they'll be coming from a place of not lack. So we don't create a criminal class or an undereducated class at the bottom that we take advantage of by just starving them to death, which we got really close with recently because of the government shutdown. People's food allocation, even through the welfare system, for those most needy, was taken away.
Well, they haven't fixed it yet, have they?
Yeah, I believe they fixed it
last night?
Temporarily.
Oh.
They put a Band-Aid on it. But again, we keep putting Band-Aids on a big problem. We keep putting these little Band-Aids, like scooping off the guy from the sidewalk and then putting him through holy hell, so as he ends up having to claim his own dignity by walking out of a mental institution which he doesn't need, because it's not sufficient to deal with his problem. So, I think we just got to be more compassionate and more empathetic. And I think we will eventually get to the point where the prime directive is a real thing, which is, we have to help people. even if we're going to go against the idea of the prime directive. You know, if a under-civilized country, which is the ones that currently the financial geniuses of the world, and I don't like to call them geniuses because I think they're just greedy bastards, but they're taken advantage of. They're going to third world countries to get things produced.
Absolutely.
So as they can make the most profit, because they're only interested in profit. And people are dying. I mean, there's documented evidence of people in China, when they were producing iPhones, they had to put a suicide net around the top of the building that they were making the iPhones, because these people were in abject poverty and slaves to the system.
No, I don't disagree. I mean, unfortunately, you know,
I'm not talking. I'm not talking Marxism, capitalism versus communism. I'm not talking any of the political solutions. I'm just talking compassion. If the leaders of your country are prepared to allow you to be taken that advantage of by other people from other countries, then greed is killing people.
absolutely, greed always kills people, but that's not.
But we can reverse that with just the basics.
We can.
I think we can with just the basics.
I mean,
economically we can't, because we're thinking, oh well, how am I going to get my next 3 homes or 7 cars or $20 billion for a space exploration, which is basically a money laundering operation. I just think that we've got to the point where we're putting billionaires in charge, not because they're intelligent, but because they're billionaires. That's
absolutely
that is actually saying that we want the greedy to be more greedy.
Well, but I don't think that's. I mean, if you look at human history, that hasn't really changed.
Well, the fall of Rome was a very big example of that, but then we went and fucking copied it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you go back,
yeah, but I mean, but the repeats of history are what we should learn from, not what we should keep. Not that we should keep repeating.
But I think, unfortunately, one of the aspects that I would say is an unfortunate reality is human nature is tough. It's a tough. You talk about the prime directive. And
my nature is different from your nature, and yet we're both human, even though I joke about it.
That's absolutely true. But that's, to get a society to a level where they are working towards the common good, not for self-preservation or not for self-gratification or any other reason other than for, like you said, for the basic good of society. That's paradise. That's what you're describing, which is amazing.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not describing paradise. I'm
wonderful.
No, I think it's the path. I don't think it's the ultimate paradise. I don't think paradise exists in a human experience. Our human experience is always going to be a duality. We cannot replace God. You got that?
Yeah, I got that little sucker.
You got him. Yeah, and it was on camera too.
Yeah, he was gonna get.
He didn't. It's okay. It's okay for all of you people out there who are PETA and sort of animal friendly. He actually didn't kill it, but it's never going to have children. No, I think that we live in a human experience, and this human experience is teaching us duality. But I think our role is not to go further into the dark, but to go closer to creation, the light, yeah. Which is, and you can call it consciousness, you can call it God, you can call it Yahweh, you can call it Satan if you want. But if you're going towards the greater good, that is your spiritual self, and your spiritual self, if you can grasp this, I mean, many politicians can't, and many humans can't even grasp it. I don't think I can really properly grasp the idea of infinity. Forever, ever, ever. I mean, forever, ever. I mean, it's so
tough concept.
So yeah. So if we consider our spiritual self as being eternal, our soul. I mean, a lot of religions teach this. Our soul is eternal. Then this human experience has to be here to teach us something. And if it's going to teach us anything, I believe it needs to teach us that love and peace are more important than war and hate. They're not the opposites. I mean, the opposite of love is fear, in my opinion. And the opposite of peace is violence and aggression. We live in a violent, aggressive world. We can actually rein that in by being more compassionate. So why aren't we? And it's like, to me, it's not just philosophy, it's the way I'm going to live my life. See, I think if you really, truly believe in love and peace, then you have to live it. So, I'm talking to people with, completely differing views, and I'm all for that. I think it's very important to engage in conversations that expand my mind through understanding. And I have a greater understanding of where we are in the world by talking to people who go, no, it'll never happen. But the reason they're saying, no, it'll never happen is because we've never seen it. And you're right, in history, yeah, sure. But history has been rewritten by the victor every time. So why do we end up in a war economy? Well, because we want war. Why do we want war? To be the winner. Why do you want to be the winner? It's not a freaking competition.
It's profitable.
It's money, yes. But so, again, we go back to that one simple phrase. The love of money is the root of all evil, and greed kills. So we address the balance. Or we don't.
I mean, get enough people to side with it.
Oh, I think they are. I think more and more people are living in commune situations where they're caring for each other. I mean, I care for everybody that lives here.
Yeah.
And the animals. Oh, look, there's a special animal over there. Look, we're talking about history.
Yeah.
How old is that? I mean, as a species, look at that. Still going strong. What does he need? Food. And what does he spend most of his time doing?
Trying to get from point A to point B.
No, search. No, he's not doing that. And there was the season that came up recently. He was searching for a mate. He was trying to get out the door. He'd never been truly free of his constraints, of his own prison.
Oh, he's absolutely in a prison.
Yeah. So
it's a big prison. It's a nice prison, but it's a prison.
So he was trying to get out, because I know there are tortoise. These are West African giant tortoise, but I know there are tortoises next door, over the road.
The smaller ones,
so the smell, yeah, but the pheromones, the smell, the whole thing. He was trying to get out, so as he could reproduce. I mean, that's a very basic need.
Basic need,
right?
On your genes.
Yeah.
Reproduce.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're in a position where we're like looking at humanity, and I think a lot of crises. I mean, I don't know. I believe we're at war. I believe we've been at war for a very long time, and it's a psychological war of control. And that war of control is coming to a head, because a lot of people are saying, I ain't going to do that anymore. What do you think, Jones? Let me see if Jones has got a word.
We're going to get run over.
Here we go. Oh, wrong way. Hello, Jones. What's up, mate? What do you think? I think I'll conclude with some positive news. Some positive news is, I believe the royal family is starting to disintegrate in England. And I think that's probably a good tipping point for at least one country to get rid of monarchy. No one person knows better than you. That's my opinion. You always know better. You know what you want. So be it. I have a friend from Wales, South Wales, who's in the chat. Her name is Llynos Belcher, and she's a great singer. Awesome voice. And she's a lovely person. She's got beautiful kids that are growing up in England, in a marginalised part of England. Well, actually, it's not England, Britain. She's in South Wales.
I was going to say, don't tell her she's in England.
No, I know. Oh, she'd soon tell me. She's very outspoken.
You're going to start a fist fight.
No, I would never resort to violence.
No, I'm not saying you.
No, but I mean, I mean, our fight for our individual independence She just wrote, watch it, lol. She sings in Welsh, which is great.
That's pretty language.
Yeah, it is. Very colourful. It's funny, you know, I used to stand outside the doors when I used to go to pubs and play in South Wales, and I'd stand outside the door before we loaded in, and I'd be listening. Everybody's talking in English. Everybody in the pub. Immediately I open the door, they're all speaking Welsh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that happens.
You know, I mean, this is our division. We need to hold on to our individual strengths, I believe, and our individual ideologies, but we have to believe in love and peace. If we don't believe in love and peace, then we're never going to achieve it. And if we believe in it, we can achieve it. I have showed ways of getting there a little quicker because I'm impatient. But we will eventually get there because we can't just keep destroying.
Eventually the world will be gone.
Well, I mean, everything dies. I mean,
eventually it'll be gone.
Yeah, I mean, everything dies. But the thing is, do we make it a better place for our children and our children's children? Yeah, fuck yeah.
We hope so.
Well, no, we got to. But that's not greed. That's not providing them with money. Not providing with just money. We have to give them guide rails and understandings that everything you want to do can be achieved. This is what I love about the United States of America. I believe that. Now I'm here, I'm seeing that, till you reach that glass ceiling.
Right.
But that glass ceiling was a lot higher than the glass ceiling in England, I must admit. But I've reached that glass ceiling, and I've recognized that I've gone as far as I can go. But going as far as I can go means that I still hold on to the thing I was born with. I was born with unconditional love. Before all the conditions came in, I came into this world, all I had was love. When I leave this world, all I'll have is unconditional love. So why shouldn't I try and achieve that during my lifestyle, during my lifetime, my human experience? So that's what I'm trying to do, is achieve this unconditional love. That's why I love everybody. Anyway, it's been great talking to you. And, you know, do you want people to be able to get hold of you at any point? Or do you have your own website or your own business?
I have no social media of any kind. I own a business. I own a law firm, but they don't need to get a hold of me.
All right. Okay. Okay.
unless they have a real problem.
Well, it's lovely talking to you, and I wish you the best and have a great time in England. I'm at the end of this conversation, which I didn't know I was going to be recording, which is fun. I'll give you some names and addresses for places you could go.
Sure.
I have a friend who runs a club in London, West End of London, and it's a small, like, multimedia club. It does everything: film, TV. I mean, he's a producer. He's a great guy. His name's Phil Tidy, and the club is called All Is Joy.
All is joy. Okay.
So yeah, and you should go. You should go visit.
Yeah, I will.
And I'll tell him. I'll tell him he's going to get some visitors from the States.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, and cheers. And for my channel, look below for links, and you know, try and be creative. Create something beautiful. That's all you need to do. Keep doing that. Love, peace, live, love life. Bye. Stopping. There we go.